Hi, it's Jan of the Jan Files. So, as of December 17th, today, 2025, we have surrounded Venezuela with warships, about 15,000 troops, an aircraft carrier, and various sundry amphibious vehicles that are there to threaten, um, possibly invade Venezuela. And their supposed reason is because of drug trafficking, which is utter nonsense. Okay? There is zero reason to go into Venezuela because of drug trafficking, especially as what they're saying this is about is fentanyl. Fentanyl doesn't come out of Venezuela. Fentanyl comes out of China, not Venezuela. Venezuela, yes, does have cocaine. But if that was really an issue, then why did Donald Trump pardon the former president of Honduras, who was responsible for bringing, he was convicted, remember, of 400 tons of cocaine into this country? He is not the only drug trafficker Trump has pardoned. And he won't even say why he pardoned that guy. So this idea that, he's doing this to save Americans is ludicrous, absolutely, positively ludicrous. And there certainly is no connection to fentanyl, which is the major scourge in this country that is killing people. So this isn't about anything other than trying to potentially get minerals, oil, etc., from Venezuela by invading them. This is the United States. That is not how we are supposed to operate. There is no logical reason to do this, with one exception. This is, at this point, sadly, it's not really laughable, but it's laughable. Tomorrow, the Epstein files are supposed to be released. What do you think every newscaster is focused on tonight? Venezuela. And the fact that we're putting our troops in harm's way without congressional authority. This man, plays the media like a fiddle, right? It's like tonight he's going to make an announcement to the American people. So what, we forget about Epstein and the possibility of him being a pedophile? We know he hangs out with pedophiles. We know that for a fact. As I've said before, you look at Roy Cohn, who was his mentor and lawyer, was a pedophile, as was Jeffrey Epstein. So this idea that once again, we're going to supposedly be distracted from Epstein files. Now, it may be they do release some of the Epstein files tomorrow. I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen tomorrow with the Epstein files. My feeling about it is even if they release anything, there'll be nothing about Donald Trump in those files, because they will make sure that they have taken anything that references him in a negative way out of those files. So this, folks, we are so far past anything that should be happening in a democracy that we all should be up in arms. Because, it's like being led around by your nose. Wag the dog, right? He will do anything, and they will allow him to do anything. They, being the Republican Party, will allow him to do anything. Absolutely anything. It doesn't matter whether if it's against the law. They will lie. And so here we are tonight, sitting here, waiting to see what he's going to say at 9 o'clock, where, he likely will not be, unless he sticks to a script, intelligible. Now, all I can say is don't take the bite. Do not let the women and anybody else that was abused, the girls that were abused by Jeffrey Epstein and so many others, be victimized once again by not paying attention to what this is truly all about. This is truly all about distraction from Epstein and somehow trying to supposedly maybe create some patriotism because we're going to war. First of all, we should, as I said before, we should not be going to war with anybody. I think that was one of his promises, but I'm going to let me wheel that back in because I'm not going to do the same thing. The Epstein files are supposed to be released tomorrow. We should be watching that carefully. We should be looking at what, if anything, gets dropped, whether they say, oh, well, we're focused on this and we have an ongoing investigation, so this is all we're going to release. There's going to be a lot of bullshit, folks. So, but stay tuned and make sure that you don't get distracted. And it's really hard because the amount of awful shit he's doing and the Republicans are doing, and including maybe also trying to distract from that millions of Americans are going to lose their health insurance on December 31st. This is all distraction. And he's very good at it, and we have allowed it to happen, and now we have to stop, okay? And for those of you who are really interested in some background on Epstein, I've done several videos going back to when Trump and Epstein first met each other, the modeling world at the time, who was involved, everybody from John Casablancas to Jean-Luc Brunel to a whole host of other people that are part and parcel of that whole world. And I've done research, and so you can find those videos on my YouTube channel. And I will continue to post other videos. But folks, do not be distracted. Do not let this happen again. We are in very, very dangerous territory. And it's really important to keep your eyes open and actually also your mouths, because we all need to stand up. Thank you.